Hi, everyone. Thank you for tuning in to our podcast today. These podcasts are brought to you in part by our sponsors, who really truly are what make these podcasts possible every week. O'Fallon Nutrition is a company that I've worked with for over 15 years. They're independently owned and operated, located here in O'Fallon, Missouri, right off of Highway K and Mexico Road. I call this place the Whole Foods of St. Charles County, but even if you are not located on this side of the river, it is still worth the drive. I can remember working all the way down at Powerhouse and still sending people out to O'Fallon Nutrition for their supplements. They are more than a supplement company. You can get grass-fed beef, salad dressing, seasoning for your cooking, hair care products, makeup, deodorant, toothpaste, essential oils, and all the vitamins and minerals that you can think of. If you're looking for clean, whole food nutrition, as well as home care, house care, skincare products, O'Fallon Nutrition is your place. You can take a look at them at o'fallonnutrition.com, or if you'd like to have something shipped, if you're listening to me from outside of St. Louis, you can certainly have items shipped. I know they do free shipping if it's an order over $50, and the phone number is 636-240-5283. Again, it's o'fallonnutrition.com. As well as if preparing your food on a weekly basis is your primary excuse for why you're not able to stay on a good, clean eating program, which is something that I hear very regularly from my clients, I would ask you to please take the time to check out Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com. They are a phenomenal place. We get our food from there during the week. They deliver to our Integrity location. They will deliver to your house. They also are just available for pickup. You can go to their Chesterfield location or their Kirkwood location and just pick up meals for the day, as well as just having them delivered right to your door. So if preparing your food is your main excuse for why you cannot stay on a healthy eating program, then I would suggest just stop by Pure Plates. Just try it. If you're trying to lower your blood pressure, you're trying to lower your cholesterol, you're trying to get your blood sugar down, try to do Pure Plates meals for a week and just see how different you feel. These are organic meals. They are gluten-free. If you need them to be, they can be dairy-free. They are soy-free. You're not taking any processed sugars or meat curing agents or preservatives. They really, truly believe in nutrient-dense meals that are just whole food nutrition. And I've had my clients, or I've made recommendations for my clients for years at Pure Plates. It's pureplatesstl.com, or you can call them to ask questions at 636-778-3555. Again, remembering that they have a location in Chesterfield as well as in Kirkwood that you can just run by and pick up a meal today. Everyone always asks me where I get my meat from, and given that I really eat meat on a daily basis, typically beef primarily, my meat is very important to me. I have an autoimmune condition and I want grain-free, corn-free meat, and I just haven't found the confidence in stores in knowing that I'm getting 100% grass-fed, grass-finished beef. And I have searched and searched and searched for the right farm, and I have found the farm. It's fedfromthefarm.com, fed, F-E-D, from thefarm.com. These farmers are amazing. It's a family. They're here in Missouri, and they have the desire, just like I do, to see people well and to see people healthy, and they put a lot into what they do. It's such a wonderful family to support. They do offer 100% grass-finished, grass-fed, meaning that's it. A beef, and I get my ribeyes, I get my ground beef, my ground sirloin, I get my chuck roast. I mean, they basically have everything. They even have awesome jerky, but they also have eggs, they have chickens, and they have turkey. I'm planning on getting a turkey for Thanksgiving, and if you'd like lamb, they have that as well. But if you are in need of good quality grass-fed, grass-finished beef, or quality eggs, chicken, turkey, don't just settle for what you're getting at the local store. to go out on the internet and check out Fed from the Farm. That you can arrange a pickup or you can have it delivered to your home. And I can guarantee you're going to taste the difference. For me, my health actually depends on it. So I really thank God to have found such a great farmer. Fedfromthefarm.com. I hope it blesses you.
Welcome to Faith, Fuel, and Fitness, the Integrity Way, with your hosts, John and Debbie Morris from Integrity Training Systems.
Hey everybody, it's Debbie Morris here with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. Excited to be in the studio with my very close friend, Misti Weatherford. She is one of the personal trainers at Integrity Training Systems. She's been with Integrity for over, almost 10 years now. We were talking earlier. She's also been a personal training client of mine. We've worked together as client trainer, and then we're just great friends, and we've spent a lot of years together. And I think she will be a wealth of knowledge. If you have not listened to this show before, you are in luck, because you're going to get a lot of great information from someone who is great at their trade, who has mastered their craft, and who has really turned a career into a calling. And it's a blessing to have you on, Misti.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, so what we do at Integrity is we transform and change lives. And what we basically do is set a sort of a code of ethics or a set of standards, I would say, for folks that really takes their life to a completely different level. And Misti Weatherford is by all means literally the utmost example of the standard that you would want to live a healthy lifestyle. She is committed to eating clean on a regular basis. She is committed to her exercise, and she is a world champion. And when I say world champion, I truly mean she is a world champion professional bikini competitor. So that means that she has traveled all over the United States, but she has also traveled all over the world. And not only just competed outside of the United States, but she's won, and she's really done a great job. So 34 shows you've had as a professional. Well, not necessarily as a professional, but you've competed 34 times.
I have.
Yes. And so when did you win your pro card in bikini competing?
I won my pro card back in 2013 at a local show here, the Gateway Naturals. The federation was the NAMBF. So very thankful and grateful to have done so my very first show. It's not really a common thing in the industry by any means. I've trained many people who have taken several times to achieve that. So getting my pro card and then just doing a couple more amateur shows and then really spending almost 31 shows as a pro athlete.
Yes,
so, yeah.
Yes. Well, I remember meeting you at that, I guess it was, I don't know if it was that show or if it was the next show and that's where I ended up meeting you.
Yeah.
And then as we developed our relationship, she started to come to Powerhouse to personal train with me. And we started to, actually train together and ended up spending probably 11, 12 hours a week personal training together.
I think it started out as one, and then I was like, and let's do more, and then let's train every day together.
Right.
We've got things to do, places to go.
Well,
so.
People think we're kidding when I say the 11 or 12 or 13, but I'm not kidding. That's genuinely how many hours a week she used to personal train with me. And there was a group of folks that, other competitors that they would train together, and they were just a wonderful family and team. And truly, it wasn't all competitors. That's what was so interesting about it is you would have a competitor that was training next to her, but then you would also have someone that was in their 60s just trying to be in the best shape of their life, or someone that still needed to lose 100 pounds, and everybody just worked together and just created kind of a family environment.
Yeah, and some of those people are still with us today.
They really are. And so, as I just wanted to introduce, Misti and just what she does, a personal trainer at Integrity. But if you walked into Integrity, you would have absolutely no idea who owns that gym. In fact, you would probably guess that literally every person in the building owns the gym because they take such great pride and ownership in their job. And like I said, it's no longer a career for Misti. This is truly a calling. I believe that God's called her to do what she does. She is a life-altering trainer. It is not just a let's move some weights around the gym. She is passionate about every workout that she has with each client. And so when we start our segments, we always talk about the definition of a warrior, and it's a brave and experienced soldier or fighter. And so we usually like to start the show by, just talking about how we endure hardship, because a lot of times people have goals, they have visions, they have dreams, but they have this big block in front of those because there's some darkness in life, right? Well, first of all, whenever you're chasing after your dreams, you have to expect some opposition is coming. But I like to hear from other people. I love to have people share how they endure hardship, how they endure struggle and what keeps them going. How do you suit up every day to remain strong no matter what the scenario is? And I know together we've endured some and we've powered through it, right?
Yeah, that's for sure.
Definitely with the help of each other.
Yes, very, very true. I think for myself personally, life is hard, in every aspect of life. And you do have to suit up and you have to conquer the day and give your best. And honestly, my suit, my armor comes within the gym. When I have control of that, I feel like I have control of my outside life.
That's good.
I have control of my nutrition. Nothing else can change that. My workouts, my discipline to that. When I feel good, then I can do good. I can take on the world. I can take on, children and, relationships or friendships or a house or, things happen and
right.
They set you back and you wake up and you're just like, I don't know if I can go another day,
yes.
But within those walls of a gym and my nutrition and my workouts, that to me is everything in life that I have complete and utter control of. There
right.
is no variables beyond that. Nobody else trying to control that. I can control that. And so that's my suit of armor. That's where I feel strong. That's where I get my strength.
Yes.
To carry on.
That's so good. I really like that. I haven't had anyone actually come in here and express it that way, but that is at the that's like in my heart and why I'm so passionate about nutrition for folks, because I sit and witness the struggles that they're going through in life, and yet I also am watching what they're eating through their day every day. And then they never
makes it worse.
Right, not moving or not, making excuses for why they can't exercise. I mean, some of them have very legitimate excuses, you know what I mean? But at the end of the day, I just watch the situation get worse and worse, and the struggle becomes more and more real. Where, like you said, and I totally agree, that's part of my armor too. The food is huge.
Yeah.
If I'm 100% on my food, which I absolutely have to be, or I won't be here, I get very sick. You're right. That is the one thing we can control.
100%.
It is. We can decide every day to eat this, eat that, eat this, eat that, and have energy or have a clear mind, or be in a good mood, right? Or we can decide to eat this over here and have all that fall apart. And unfortunately, it is a choice each day. And so I've watched and witnessed, Misti over the years, again, 10 years, continually make that choice to get those workouts in and to press into her food and to stay committed to it no matter what the circumstance was, no matter how bleak it was, no matter, what she was, dealing with outside of the gym or whatever circumstances hit her. That truly was kind of what she stayed stable. That was like her foundation. And if ever we felt like either of us, were shaky in our foundation, we would be there for each other and say, what do you need? Do you need me to make your food? I mean, there's been plenty of times you've said, do you need me to go to the grocery store for you? And I've said, why don't I just make some ground turkey tonight for you? Knowing that one of us wasn't going to get home in time.
Right.
At no point did we assume one of us was driving by a drive-through on the way home,
right?
Or that we just were going to skip a meal or anything.
No, we made sure that was solid,
right?
That we start there,
yes,
every day,
and we have that same expectation for our clients, and that is what we coach. And so, when we think about integrity training systems, and you think, well, okay, what is the ideal candidate, or who's an ideal candidate for integrity training systems? Who should look into integrity training systems? It's wholeheartedly anyone who wants more for their life. They want more stability. They want that foundation that we're talking about in the midst of trial and difficulty. They want more strength. They want more stability, more mobility, more freedom. We offer all of that just truly by setting up a pattern of discipline to eating the correct foods and nourishing the body, giving the body a clear mind, giving the body plenty of energy, and just really helping with your health by coaching you through the right choices. Then we come in with movement and we start stretching you, we start foam rolling you, we start lifting weights, we start doing the cardio, and then we create a pattern of movements that help the body to feel more fluid and help the body to feel more energized. That's what we do at Integrity. Our personal trainers offer a free personal fitness assessment. This is free to you. Come in and check it out. For more information on that, take a look at us at integritytrainingsystems.com. Also, to inquire about our 6-month nutrition program, you can call us at 636-299-2208. And for nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods, don't forget to take a look at sophiesbakery.com, delivered to your door. Everybody, great to be back. This is Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3 in the studio with Misti Weatherford, personal trainer at Integrity Training Systems. She's been part of Integrity for over 10 years, a very, very dear friend of mine. I would say, you always have those people in life that you're thinking, okay, I would take a bullet for that person if need be. If we're just spent our last segment talking about being a warrior, I think the two of us are just those people. I would take one for her. There have been plenty of times where the two of us had zero sun shining in our life, and looking at each other is what produced the sunshine, right?
Oh, so true.
And we always
simple text even that's
yes.
saying, okay, what are we going to do?
Right, we can do this, right?
We can do this.
And we always call each other sunshine just because that's the reality of it. We brighten each other's days. But so I always say life is the stage, okay? And then when my clients start to veer a little bit, and I can tell they're veering, usually I can tell this is happening because they start sending me labels on things. And the labels are on like potato chips, okay? And I get it. Okay, we're all going to eat a potato chip. But, it's like, now, wait a minute. All right, we were eating roasted broccoli with garlic last week, and now you're having me evaluate potato chips. What's happening? Something came up, But whenever I know, okay, you still have 100 pounds to go, or we still have 50 pounds to go, or you're trying to get off insulin, and I think they're veering, I go out to YouTube, and I type in The Rock and the word focus. And it's a 30-second video, and it's The Rock working out, and he's, bench pressing, and then he's doing overhead triceps. He's doing dips. But with every movement, he screams the word focus really loud. Half of them, he's not wearing a shirt. For females, it's a positive thing. Even for guys, they're like, wow, that guy's huge, But I send this video all the time. And the reason I send it is because it's like, get back on track with your mind. The mind is like, the first thing we have to train. It's like we're all about training our muscles in the gym, but that mind muscle is such an important muscle. So first I want to talk about, how do you stay so focused? We know that's your suit of armor, but with all the distractions in life, even the really positive ones, how do you stay so focused? And then how do you impart that into others? How do you train other people to remain focused? Because, Misti, you do an amazing job of that. Without a doubt, I'm so impressed with that with your clients. Your clients are like a mirror image of you. They're not all bikini competitors, but they are focused,
right, yes. For myself, how I stay focused is obviously I do set personal goals for myself. As you said, I am a pro bikini competitor, so I have goals. And although it's been 10 years, those goals have changed through the years. So, and therefore my focus has changed through the years. Recently my focus has been, I've been doing this for a long period of time. And so I still want to continue. I still want to have fun with it. I still want to make changes. I still want to be the best out there. I still want to achieve more, so my focus has to change. And so I have to find it deeper within myself to push harder,
right.
To give more. And whether that's sacrifice, from, outside things like my family, my kids, but I want to be the best that I can be. And so my focus stays true. I don't ever waver.
It's very true. I've watched this.
I can't waver.
Right.
You waver, you fall off.
Right.
You waver, then a little becomes a lot.
That's right.
And it adds up and it adds up. And then all of a sudden, you're no better than you were last year.
Right.
Right. And I never want to get to that point.
Yes.
There is an expectation of myself and with others now from being in the industry so long that I don't want to fail people. I don't want to fail my clients. I am very big on walk the,
right.
the talk.
You're a leader. You're
Yes.
a contagious spirit.
Yes.
Yes.
And so I am the prime example, and I have a whole list of clients looking at me.
Right.
And so what I preach to them, I can't be over here doing something the
That's right.
opposite. And
That's right.
so that's why I'm always like, this is how to do it. And when you don't do it, you find no sympathy in
Right.
me because I just showed you how to do it.
Right.
And so that's my focus at the end of the day, is not necessarily myself personally, but it's for everyone else that's
Yes.
following me.
That's right.
And that's what I thrive off of. That's what I want to continue to be for someone else.
Yes.
And with my clients, the way I get to them, the way I figure out how to get to them, and you mentioned this a little bit, is everybody's so different in their mental
Right.
and emotional capability or
Right.
capacity.
Right.
And so my drive with each client as I meet them is to figure out, how do they operate?
Yes. What's it going to take for them?
What's it going to take?
Mhm.
How do I talk with them? How do I train them? Because everybody's so different.
Yes.
What works for one may not work for the
That's
other.
the truth.
And
Yes.
so I spend that time really digging deep
Yes.
into, who they are,
Right.
what they want to achieve. And then I develop, okay, well, then this is what we need to do. This is your focus. This is how we're going to do this,
Right.
Because the mental game is strong.
It is. I mean, it really is.
And that's where people fail.
It really is. And I just think over the years, that's what we watch. And as you see them start to dip a little bit, it's like, okay, no, we come in with the reinforcements. I mean, we team up a lot because I do the nutrition and Misty does the training. Now, of course, I still do some training, but for the most part, we team up, pretty often with folks. And so, we'll come together and say, okay, they're struggling in this department.
Yes.
All right, maybe we need to do a little of this, maybe we do a little bit of that, or maybe we just literally need to do like a scenario where we just double digit encourage them and just really help them and tell them we believe in them. But something that stood out from what you said is that you have people following you, but what other people don't realize is they have people following them.
Right.
You know what I mean? The mothers we work with, the fathers we work with, the business owners that we work with. They want their company to be more efficient. Great. Here's a start.
Yeah.
Get your employees exercising, get a meeting clean. You want your child to behave better. Great. Here's a start. What are you feeding your child?
Right.
What are you feeding yourself in front of your child? If you do it, they ultimately have to do it. You're the leader, right? So what we do is we try to coach people, down a path of standards that yes, it helps them to achieve goals. We're going to talk about goals next segment a little bit. It by all means is going to help them achieve goals. But what it does is it creates a path to a healthy lifestyle because they're following a set of standards. And I think Misty and myself, we have a set of standards for our life. We have a set of standards for integrity, and we coach that. That is what we do for a living. When you come in, you do that assessment, you start working with us, whether it be with the 6-month nutrition program or with a personal trainer, we are helping you to identify what your set of standards need to be to keep you on the path to health. And health is our number one objective. So for more information on a personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers, please go to integritytrainingsystems.com, or to inquire about a 6-month nutrition program with myself or our online Masters Nutrition Program, please give us a call at 636-299-2208. And for nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods delivered to your doorstep, you can take a look at sophiesbakery.com. Everybody, this is Debbie Morris with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. I'm in the studio with personal trainer from Integrity Training Systems, Misti Weatherford, my dear friend, and we are talking all about just how to stay healthy, what it takes, how to stay committed, how to stay focused. Last segment, we touched on the word goals, simply because, Misti is a goal chaser. I mean, you'll think she has like an entire case in her house of all these trophies and everything. And like the next goal is like, first of all, to find the next case. Like, so we're going to go shopping to try to find a case because we're going to fill up a whole other case of trophies, and, she's really achieved so much. And yet she tells herself, I can take it one step further. I can do a little bit more, or I can get a little bit better. She knows what she wants. She knows what she's working for, which makes it so much more effective when you go into the gym or when you're prepping your food. And what I find with folks is they need to lay out in front of them what they're trying to achieve. What do you want? That doesn't have to necessarily be that you want to become a pro bodybuilder. It could just be that you want to be healthy. You don't want to take insulin anymore. You don't want to take blood pressure medication. You want to lose 50 pounds. You want to lose 10 pounds. It doesn't matter what the situation is. What I feel personally, and I'm curious what your opinion on this is that if you don't have a vision for what you truly want, it's going to make it so difficult to really achieve that. I mean a true, concise, very specific, I want to be healthy. I want this. I want that. I want a person to lay it out in front of them, because at that point, you can start a dialogue in your mind and you can start making a commitment towards it. If it's just all about, I really need to lose weight, I'm too overweight, my blood sugar is really high, I'm very unhealthy right now. If it's all about, I don't have enough time to get this, or I don't have this, we never really get there, So from a vision, from a goals perspective, how do you get the clients dug in? How do you get them committed?
First, I love to figure out, well, why? Why are you here?
Right.
What are you looking to achieve?
Yes.
What is your ultimate goal? And sometimes, and it's totally fine not to have a defined goal.
Absolutely.
People just say, I just want to get
healthier.
Healthy.
Right.
Okay, but what does that look like?
Yes.
Because healthy to many people is different, or the level of health they're trying to achieve is different. Some people are weight loss, but there's also a lot of clients that, especially even older clients, they're like, just want to be stronger because they've lost their strength. They don't have the strength to play with their grandchildren or continue to do their job that they're doing. So I always try to figure out, well, why? Why are you here? What are we trying to do? And I try to stay true and focus to that with them through their journey to get there, because a lot of people will lose that vision.
Yes.
And they're like, you remember when you first came in here, this is why you showed up.
Right.
And so we have to stay true to that. We have to get you there. You're not there yet. Keep pushing them towards that. But I also try to help them create the vision, because I've had such strong vision through these years now with my health and my goals and my accomplishments that I have found that works very well for myself. And so I try to help them create small, little achievable goals, something that keeps them motivated, something that keeps them pushing in that direction. Unless this overarching big vision that's to them not realistic.
Right.
So I set those tiny little goals for them in case they don't know
what
they truly want. And I help them stay focused. whether that's, hey, how's it going? How is this going? Let's achieve this. Maybe it's weight loss. Maybe it's weight gain. Maybe we're going to try to achieve a lifting of a dumbbell that's a certain way. I don't know, whatever that may be. But everybody has to have a pole, is what I call it. A pole to get to the next level, a reason to get to the next level. And so that's my job, I feel, as a personal trainer and a part of their journey, to keep them focused.
Absolutely.
And keep their vision alive.
Yes.
Because if it's not alive, they're not going to work hard towards it.
And I think that you're right. I think sometimes when people come in, I mean, they might have, well, I'd like to run a marathon. I'd like to compete in a bodybuilding competition. I want to lose 100 pounds. Okay, that is a goal.
Yeah, those are big goals.
Exactly. And so I think what you and I have in common is that we actually try to go beyond those big goals. We literally can help a person. Oh, we want to lose 100 pounds. Great. That's wonderful. I also think you could accomplish this while trying to lose 100 pounds. I don't even know what that is. Maybe that's, I think ultimately if you lose 100 pounds, you could get yourself into a position to where you're so unhappy with your job and it's really one of the main causes of your stress. I think you're going to finally have the confidence that it's going to take to get you to open the doors to taking your life in a different direction, which is ultimately probably why you put the 100 pounds on to begin with.
Oh, absolutely. Mm-hmm.
Right? Like how many times have we sort of had that conversation with somebody, and we've watched them completely transform their lives. I mean, I've had one person that, first lost the weight, had a wonderful job. It was a solid job. It paid well. They supported their family really well, but never really had the confidence to take themselves any further than where they were. And if they had only achieved what they had achieved, they would have probably achieved more than the majority of us. Mm-hmm. Okay. But you saw how intelligent this person was and realized they could be running the entire building, not just the division, but they could be running the entire building. That's how sharp they were, but they didn't see it in themselves. Right. Mm-hmm. So you lose the 100 pounds, but then you try to figure out what was at the base of why you gained the 100 pounds to begin with. Yep. And then you start diving into that a little bit deeper and trying to, identify how we can keep them from going back into that, which they could easily do, but then also inspiring them to say, I can do so much more. That same person ended up becoming literally one of the chief financial officers for this major corporation. I mean, it was a very large corporation. And again, this was a person that wasn't even working as a team leader at the time because they didn't have the confidence in themselves. But through that weight loss and through that journey, they've been able to do it. Getting to the bottom of why people are making excuses, that's something that you and I do as well. Yeah. Uncovering what it is that's triggering them to keep going down these paths of destruction, right?
Right, yeah.
Well, ultimately, I would say we deal with a lot of folks that carry a lot of baggage into our gym, right? They've been dealing with a lot in their life, and they've used food sort of as their coping mechanism.
Well, yes.
And what we typically try to do is get them to start using exercise as their coping mechanism and to start using quality food as now their nourishment to a better life. In your career, what do you feel like is that, if you could give someone advice that's really just, they're down and out, they've been using food as, kind of that idol, that thing that they go to entertain themselves when they're lonely, when they're scared, when they're nervous, when they're in fear, and they're now in regret on a regular basis because of those choices that they're making. How do you help someone through that?
We've experienced that a lot.
Many times,
We've experienced people who do lose 100 pounds, but then they go right back.
Yeah.
Okay, back to their old habits, back, what I have found over the 10 years is to continuously surround yourself by the people that are going to keep lifting you up and remaining positive influences in your life and encouraging you to stay on the path that you've wanted, that you've even gotten there, right? You've achieved it. Okay, now how do I stay there?
Yes.
How do I find balance? How do I sustain this lifestyle forever? Okay, great. I've made my goal. Don't go backwards. Don't leave. Don't get out of the environment that's completely changed your life now.
Right.
Now
Right.
let's create new, goals
Right.
and new vision and keep that positivity that we all have for each other in this gym, not only within our trainers, but within our clients.
Yes.
That have now made Integrity their home, and they continuously show up each and every day to be inspired,
Yes.
to be motivated, to be supported, to be held accountable.
Right.
So that you can stay, on that path moving forward.
Yes.
Don't go backwards.
Right. It's like find your tribe.
Yeah.
Right. I mean,
right.
like know who, surround yourself around people, number one, that are more successful than you
Always.
in what you want to be successful in. Right.
Yes.
And then surround yourself around people that are full of life and full of light. And that place, Integrity Training Systems, is that,
And I know for sure within myself and my specific goals, not saying everybody has the same goals as myself, but it has truly taken a team
Yes.
of people to get me to accomplish what I have.
Absolutely.
To be successful, to continue on. It takes that team.
Yes.
And if I were to leave and go outside and be on my own again, back into everything else that's heavy and hard
Right.
and, that life throws at us, I probably would not be as successful. That's for sure. I know
Right.
that. It
Right.
takes a team.
And that team is a trainer, it's a nutrition coach, it's a chiropractor. Yes, it is all those. It's a massage therapist. That's all very true. But what's interesting is at Integrity Training Systems, it's more than that.
Mm-hmm.
We could start naming off names of the people that are part of Misti's team, but it wouldn't just be Misty. We could take a client,
Mm-hmm.
okay, and then we could start naming off the people that are part of that client's team.
Yeah.
Yes, it was their trainer. Yes, it might have been me doing the nutrition, but it also was two of the other trainers that are always coming over and encouraging them.
Mm-hmm.
It's also three of the clients that one of them always ends up walking with them on the treadmill. One of them always ends up stretching or keeping them inspired to do those things. It seems like everyone there kind of has their own team. And I agree with that. We've had people over the years that have left and inevitably just come back.
Yes.
I mean, they can move away and like drive from far away and come back,
Yeah.
And they'll just say, I tried it.
Tried on my own and it wasn't.
Didn't work.
It didn't work.
They would go, they got the gym membership. They would literally not go. They wouldn't stay committed to going as often as they should. They didn't have the level of accountability that they were wanting or needing. And maybe their goal truly is to just remain healthy and to be able to stay consistent
Mm-hmm.
and maintain where they're at. We can help with that. We do that. Now, unfortunately, Misty and I will probably find a way to take you to another level. I mean, because you're just stuck with us. That's just what we end up doing.
But sometimes maintaining is the hardest part.
It
for people.
really is.
And that's the part that they have to learn. And
It's so true.
It's harder than losing the 100 pounds.
I want to talk about that.
Yeah.
I want to talk about that. The next segment is what's that next step? So you've achieved the goal. Now what? You know what I mean? I want to talk about that. But yes, we've had people come back and they just say, like, I tried it on my own. I love this place and I need to be back in this place. And I'm so thankful. It's just wisdom. You go out, you try it, you have an off meal, you come back, you feel like the next day you got hit by a baseball bat. It's all wisdom. Glad you tried it. Now you know how it makes you feel.
Yeah.
That's what we offer at Integrity. It is a family environment. It is a coaching practice that truly comes from love and encouragement. For more information on a free personal fitness assessment with any of our personal trainers, you can take a look at us at integritytrainingsystems.com, or to inquire about a 6-month nutrition program, you can give us a call at 636-299-2208. For nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods, you can take a look at sophiesbakery.com and have them delivered to your door.
everybody. This is Debbie Morris. Glad to be back with Integrity Training Systems on Real Talk 93.3. We are in the studio with personal trainer from Integrity Training Systems, Misti Weatherford, and my dear friend. It's been a great show. I think there's been a lot of great information in here. I love putting messages out here like this because this is mind training. Listening to a message like this is equipping the mind to say, no, enough's enough. I'm tired of making excuses. I'm tired of saying I'm going to do it and then I don't do it. I'm tired of, not staying committed to it. This message is inspiring me enough to say, I'm doing this. I'm going to hire a personal trainer. I'm going to get a gym membership. I'm going to get up. I'm going to start walking outside. I'm going to start eating different. If anything, the prayer is that this message encourages you to take a step in that right direction towards your health. Now, before the break, we were talking about, okay, we've achieved the goals. I once had a guy come out to the gym and he interviewed me, did a video interview, and he said, what have you learned? So I was supposed to tell him 3 things that I had learned over my career, and how they really impacted me. And one of the things that I told him is that, you can lose 100 pounds. I mean, we can help people lose 100 pounds. We know how to do that. We have the protocol. It's different for every person, but we can do that. My husband lost 100 pounds in 8 months. I have clients that have done the same exact thing. And in fact, I've had a client that has lost 350 pounds before. The losing of the weight is not the issue. And again, this is just a weight loss example, but there's plenty of other examples like this. You can achieve that goal, but like Misti and I were stating last segment, when it starts to really actually become challenging is learning how to maintain it and to be consistent, when you're beyond that goal. And if you don't set up the guardrails and the healthy boundaries for yourself, then you will just dive right back in. It'll be, well, I want balance. Well, balance with poison is still poison. So it's your choice. Misti has off meals, but when she is training for a show, I'm telling you right now, she does not have off meals. I mean, at all. And I have several people that get on stage and through a 20-week process, they've had 4 off meals and they were not written. I did not write them down. They had them anyways. It was like they were on their own schedule for those. You know what I mean? And we're all human, right? So we're going to break every now and again. But I mean, unfortunately, Misti and I are not human. We're part robot and we're superhuman and we don't break in that area, right? But, that's the thing that is so hard, Misti. And what do you have to say about that? I mean, how can we dig into this and tell people, listen, you've achieved the goal, but what now?
What now is, yes, it's consistency.
Yeah.
Not going backwards after putting in so much time and effort and hard work and sacrifice and throwing it all out the window. Yes. When you can easily find balance. I know people always throw that word around as, well, I want balance or I want variety or hey, we all love food.
Right.
Like, we're human.
I know.
I mean, it's just
right.
We love food. I love food.
Yes.
Yes. I had an off meal this past weekend in a celebration of my boyfriend's birthday, and he watched me eat, and he was like, I cannot believe you can eat that much food.
Right.
But I don't do it consistently,
that often. Right.
Because I'm more so of, I want to feel good each and every day. I want to have the energy. I still have goals. I'm not done. I want to be better and bigger and stronger and all of those things, for my personal goals. And so you have to be consistent. You do have to find the balance. You have to set the parameters of maybe just special occasions and this and that. But the overarching day in and day out needs to be consistent. You have to have discipline. You have to put your health first. You have to put how you feel first.
Yes.
Your goals first. And not undo everything that you've done.
That's exactly right.
But finding balance is easy. You have to have control. Yeah, it's hard.
Right.
But, which hard would you like?
That's right. That's the
what
one.
I always tell people. That's what I tell myself. That's what I tell my clients. Everything is hard.
Right.
But you got to choose your hard.
Yes.
You want to undo your 100-pound weight loss? that would be super hard then to try to redo that. Or do you just want to learn how to be consistent, find that sustainable variety, but balance, but, putting all those healthy foods first, you know? I'd rather just choose that hard.
Honest to goodness, right.
Because at least I'll feel good doing so.
Yes.
And I can continue to make changes.
And no real regret in that.
And no regret.
Right.
So when I do choose to have a celebration of some kind that does involve food, I have no regret.
Right.
It's almost like I've earned it.
Yes.
I've earned it. So I'm going to enjoy it.
That's right.
But then I might focus right back.
Right.
To what's important.
That's
what's good for me.
That's right. And people link, they link pleasure or they link pain to something,
yes,
right?
True.
And I've just learned to link pain to toxic food.
Yeah.
Okay, I just look at it and I'm like, that's pain.
Yeah.
I will not feel good if I have that. That's what keeps me out of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Now, you don't have the same health issues as I have. So every 3 months, every 2 months, you can do that. And it's not a big deal.
Yeah.
I can't. I know. Hey, listen. And then I link pleasure. Drew over here, he just had all these colorful vegetables. And I saw pleasure when I saw that.
Mm-hmm.
So I commented and said, wow, that looks like health over there. I truly feel that way. When I see food like that, I link that to pleasure. I link that to feeling great. To being focused, to having energy. Tony Robbins always talks about priming. When I think about consistency, I think about his concept on priming. A way to, after you achieve the goal, a way to go forward and to press on and to stay strong and to stay committed is like that concept of daily priming yourself. He wakes up, he starts with an attitude of gratitude. He starts listing out what he's grateful for. He starts with prayer. Then he has some type of affirming action that he does where he reminds himself of why he's striving for more, what he's trying to accomplish. He jumps in a cold shower. He exercises. He has this list of commitments that he will not get through his day unless he has done those, okay? So I do suggest that for folks. Every day I get up, I start with breath work. I get a few stretches in. I go for a walk and I do a cold shot, after I'm out of the bathtub. There are things that I tell myself every single day. I'm blessed and highly favored. I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. God is our supplier and our source. And truly I'm lived for this call and this purpose that he's put on my life. If I didn't speak those things over and over again, I wouldn't stay as committed as I do, And my priming is my priming. Your priming is your priming. It's going to be individualized, but that's truly what we can coach people through.
Yeah.
One last word of advice. We've got, a minute that you can throw it out there. What do you have to say, Misty?
I just would like to tell people, I like the word vision. Create this healthy vision for yourself. Have confidence that you can do it. Do it for yourself, do it for your family, do it for God,
That's right.
And then, surround yourself by people that will help you.
Absolutely.
And whether that be integrity, whether that be somebody else,
yes.
Totally fine. But your health should always come first. And my advice is once you're feeling good, once you're doing good, life will be good.
Yes.
Everything will be good outside of that. You'll
That's
be
right.
able to control things better, the stress of it, whatever life throws at you. But control what you can control 100%, and that's your health.
That's right.
There are no excuses for that.
Because even when the opposition comes, as we said in the very beginning,
Yes.
even when, and it will come, if you have a strong vision and a strong dream and a strong goal, the opposition is coming for you. Just be prepared.
Oh,
it's just
and
reality.
multiple times through life,
And
setbacks
yes.
here, setbacks there.
Yes.
Yeah.
But even when it comes, because you are so focused on your health, you are so focused on your food, you will have that clear vision you need to be able to endure it properly, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, thank you so much for coming on, Missy. It's a real blessing to have you on. And this is the example of the caliber and the quality and the heart and the passion and the drive that an Integrity Training Systems trainer has. It is why I jump out of bed every day to do what I do, to serve what I serve, because it is this incredible team of people that are changing lives on a daily basis. It's remarkable, the heart and the passion and the drive that each of these trainers have. If you have any desire to get around and to be surrounded by like-minded individuals that will help lift you up and bring you life and light and joy and peace, give us a call, 636-299-2208. To get scheduled for that free personal fitness assessment, take a look at us at integritytrainingsystems.com and also take a look at us for our 6-month nutrition program. For nutrient-dense, gluten-free, dairy-free baked goods, take a look at us at sophiesbakery.com, delivered to your door. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you, Misty. God bless you all.